Aloha, it's 365 Hawaii.
With Eric and Julie Zemelis, and behind me is the lighthouse that shows where the tsunamis have actually had their wave heights here in Hilo.
And today, we got inspired to do this video because we had our large tsunami on the 29th of July, and we saw that there was some, that it came up into the bays over here. So we thought, while we were here, we might as well kind of take a trip back and see some of the previous tsunamis that have been
Right, and you guys are going to show you, we're going to show you where there was a little bit of destruction on July 29th. There wasn't destruction, but it definitely got hit. And we're also going to show you what is left now after the 1960 and the 1946 tsunami. Because you know what, one of the things when you live on this island, understanding the history of some of the earth science experiences like the tsunamis, I think is an important part of understanding more about this island.
Okay, have you guys ever been through a tsunami? Well, we have, and that was July 29th here. And in Hawaii, it only really hit one spot pretty good, and that's Reed's Bay here in Hilo. And this is the SPC hotel, which the water kind of came up and went into the hotel a little bit. So we thought this would be a good place to start our video on what has the previous times has happened with the tsunamis in Hilo.
And if you guys don't know, every time there's a huge tsunami, that Hilo usually gets it, and they have had horrible experiences with some of the bigger tsunamis. The one that just happened just like a few months ago was actually a pretty light tsunami, if you want to say that, because really only right here at this hotel where it snuck up a little bit did it get actually a little bit of damage, but we were expecting so much worse. So we wanted to give you guys a chance to see what it looks like, and also we're going to show you some information about the tsunamis that have happened in Hilo. If you see the videos of what happened here, these plants were floating away down the street actually. So it wasn't just a little bit of water, it was enough to make these plants float. Okay, so these are the different heights of wave height as it came in through Hilo Bay during the different major tsunamis that they had. So this one, 1952, was triggered by our friend the Kamchatka area of Russia, which is the exact one that we just had the earthquake strike and hit us. And that one was a 9.0 earthquake when that one came in here.
Hey Julie, where are we?
Well, today we are in the Wailoa recreational area here in Hilo. And right where I am standing in 1916, there was a small town called Shinmachi. And as you can see, it's no longer here because it was wiped out twice, once in 1946 and 1960. Shinmachi was founded around 1913, built on low-lying land near Hilo Bay as a working-class neighborhood. The town was home to Japanese immigrants, Portuguese, Native Hawaiians, Chinese, and other communities. The quake that you might know the most that came out of Alaska that caused the most damage happened on April 1st, 1946. Look how high that was. That one actually caused 100 people to lose their lives here in Hilo. When the 55-foot wave came here, and you can see that this would have been a beautiful place to live. And Shinmachi was heavily damaged and many lives were lost. Despite the devastation, survivors rebuilt their homes and shops on the same land. And you see the one way up there in 1960 that happened on May 26th. That was generated off of Chile, and it was the largest earthquake ever recorded. This is the one that caused the most damage and came in and ruined the bayfront again, and that's when they decided they were not going to build at the bayfront anymore. And less lives were lost in that one, but enough to say, you know what, let's start taking this seriously. And interestingly enough, we've never had a large earthquake since that time, except for the last one we had, and it only came up a little bit here in Hilo. Tsunami that Eric and I remember the most was 2011. That was March 11th, and that's when that 9.9 earthquake from Japan. I don't think it's 9.9, but it's it was huge.
It was a huge earthquake in Japan, as you guys all know, and that traveled all the way across over to us in Hawaii. And we were living in a place called Ke'o Resort, which was we were within the tsunami zone, but we weren't in danger of getting hit. So that part was good.
Well, and also Eric was a resident manager of the condo complex, so he was told to basically make sure that everything stayed safe on the resort. So everybody else left, and they went up to Ke'o Shopping Center, and they spent the night up there. This tsunami hit probably around 4 in the morning. It really started impacting Ke'o Bay around 5 o'clock.
So I was the one that got a chance to let everybody know that it was time that they could leave or not leave, because we were in a tsunami zone, but we were above everything, so nothing was going to happen.
Well, nothing.
And-
Yeah. So, but get this, you guys. What we realized in that tsunami was that it came into all the bays along the west coast. And
But we
one of
didn't
the-
know that at the time.
Yeah,
we didn't
we
know how
weren't
far it
too
was
sure what
going
was going to happen. We also thought a tsunami was one wave, maybe two waves. What a tsunami really is it goes in like a surge, and then it keeps surging off and on. The tsunami that we had in Keauhou, it probably surged for a few hours, right?
Oh yeah, I would say at least 6 hours. Yeah, and what was interesting is so once we realized that it wasn't going to wipe us out, we kind of went down to a place where we could see what was going to happen.
Right. So we
And-
got there down at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we got a chance to see the water being sucked all the way out of Keauhou Bay, and then come all the way in and go up to where they actually store the canoes in Keauhou Bay.
And it was about every 2 minutes that happened. It was, you could see, yeah, and the bay was completely empty every single time, and there was all kinds of junk in there because it had taken apart a couple of the buildings there, and
And
all
one of the
trash
dive
containers,
shops.
dive
So there
shops.
was brand new gear on the bottom of the shore, and my kids were like, "Can we go get it?" I'm like, "Oh, don't do it." But we also learned, like he was saying, it comes in and goes out so fast that we can see why people get in trouble if they decide to try and go out to try and get anything that's in the middle of the tsunami.
For us, that's why we kind of have a little bit of a special connection to the tsunamis. It's just because of us going through it. So we thought we'd kind of share a little bit about what happened in Hilo today too.
Yeah. After the 1960s Chilean earthquake and tsunami devastated this area here in Hilo, they created these bridges between 1965 and 1968, and that's around the time I was born, so these are old. And these have been created by the U.S. Corps of Army Engineers and the state of Hawaii created these bridges as a way to revitalize this area as the newest park in Hilo back in 1965.
So Hilo has been around a long time, and they definitely excel in trees and foliage and everything else, and they have much more water. So of course they got the coolest thing. And behind me is a monkey pod tree, and this is one of the bigger examples that I have seen. And I personally have a sort of a love for monkey pod trees because I would consider them the coolest tree. The way that they droop, they hang out over there, and they're just, this one's gigantic. But what's interesting about a monkey pod is it's got three things going on. They're not the best trees to have next to your house because, number one, it has an incredible amount of root system, and the roots just go everywhere, and they could travel like 200 feet, so it can easily jack up your foundation, so not good for that. But they drop. They have a pod, I guess a kind of a monkey pod that they drop once a year, and it turns into kind of a goopy mess. And the reason I know this is because I used to manage a condo association, and we had something like 50 monkey pod trees on the property. And because of that, we had a street sweeper to clean up all the stuff. So the pods drop once during the year. And then in the spring, the leaves drop. You think it would be the fall, but no, it's the spring. So the leaves drop in the spring. And then somewhere in the middle there, they have a kind of a flower, and it's got a smell to it. And then that breeze, and that's kind of sticky on top of that. So it's this constantly dropping of the monkey pod. But out here in the middle of nowhere, it is the most grand, dynamic tree that I've had, and I personally just love the way that it looks. It's very artistic.
Okay, Sugar Coast Candy was the place my kids wanted to come to when we were in Hilo, and it's one of the best candy stores on the entire island. In fact, what they have in here you can't find anywhere else. It's like chocolates, caramels, all the old-fashioned candies, all the stuff you can get in bags and bags. It's an amazing place to go if you ever have a sweet tooth. This is your place here on the Big Island. Okay, so one thing I like about Cafe Pesto is the fact that sometimes, and my friends in Kona will agree with me, sometimes it's hard to find food that is actually really inventive and different. And if you take around Kona enough, you cut into a lot of the restaurants. This one, Cafe Pesto, has some really cool menu items. In fact, I'm excited to show you some of the things we got. And also it has a beautiful view of the ocean. And I'm telling you guys, just like the vibe this city, like, it always seems to be happening downtown. It's really cool. So we'll show you what we're gonna have. One of the things I always get here is a caprese salad, and we're gonna also try a little pizza, and also this really new thing I'll show you. It's kind of a Korean stuffed bread cheese thing. Looking forward to it. So this is a Korean cream cheese garlic bread. Have you ever heard of a Korean cream cheese garlic bread? So let's see what's going on in here. Okay, it's looks like it's very herby. It is dumped in garlic sauce, which sounds yummy, and it looks absolutely divine because who doesn't love cheese with your garlic? Not just garlicky, but very Parmesan-y. You like cheese, this is a good one. Yum, yum, yum. Is that not inventive presentation? That's pretty cool. And then look at this. This is almost like a little salad pizza experience. Very cool. I have to admit, I'm looking forward to digging in. Well, it is a BLT pizza, so there's going to be lettuce, tomato, and bacon. So there's got to be yum. Yum, yum. What an evening. What a day. What a beautiful day here in Hilo. It was so beautiful and sunny and warm. It was great.
Yeah, definitely. We had fun going out to all those places for you guys today. And interesting seeing all the spots, huh?
Yeah. In fact, you know what? I was just thinking that, of course, having a tsunami come and hit your town is never pleasant. And we were not trying to make light on this video. What we have seen, though, is the fact that there's just, you know what, there's so much history down in the downtown Hilo area. A lot of these buildings are still standing from when back in the 1940s. And so, again, it just shows you the beautiful historic nature of this island and how it is resilient. It keeps coming back, even after some of the things that have happened. Volcanic eruptions, tsunamis. I mean, we are a resilient bunch here, and Hilo definitely shows what that's all about.
Yep.
So, speaking of getting a chance to get out and enjoy our lives, one of the things that we do here is sponsor our own channel. And so, if you guys are thinking about making Hawaii your home or deciding to sell, we do have our real estate channel, which is 365 Hawaii Real Estate Minute on YouTube. And then we also invite you to come and check out our website at 365hawaiire.com. And you guys can find it below. And join our ohana too. And one of the things that we did today, which we didn't talk about, is we got a chance to meet with a bunch of
365 newbies living here on the east side here in Hilo and Puna.
Right. And it's been such a great opportunity to hear them how they just tell us how that we affected our lives. And you guys, seriously, if you're thinking about making the move, we do offer an opportunity for you to be part of our ohana, and you're not alone. And you get a chance to meet us. And you guys, if you just want to do something beautiful, come to Hilo and get a chance to explore this beautiful town.
And with that
we'll say aloha.